do that. Yep, bingo. 2022 here. 22. Oof. Right, okay, this is not aggressive, so I'm not allowed to insult your run. BLS. I like the quality. Cooper Beach 2 is such a hard track to give solid advice on because of the nature of it. Wow! Thank you, David. I should probably pay attention to the run. This is going to be a tricky one because it's like, no, I can see an improvement to point out, but otherwise it's like mostly just, it's like tidying up certain parts that'll make massive differences, but it's small changes type thing. Oh, right. Okay, so we have what, 44? 44.5. Okay. Right. So I don't think there's much to say here. I suppose before I really start, have you like sort of pushed egg 1 or pult as far as you can? To be fair, Cooper Beach 2, I can't remember where BLS becomes better, but it's maybe worth having a look to see if you can get better times, because at 44 seconds it's maybe borderline, but it might be good. BLS might be fine for you. It's just something to consider.
Hello there.
Hello there, General Kenobi. Right. I'm wondering if you started. No, that's fine.
Wow.
Everyone's popping off with the sounds today. To be honest, I don't think there's too much to say at the start. I wouldn't really change that much. Like, your first lap section here is fine. It's just small things a lot of the time. So, just if you're not at the point where you're going to release this straight away, I would just sort of time it. So hold the MT here, and then maybe try and get as close as you can to here, and then hop. It's just so that you clear as much as you can. It could save a significant amount of time there. Oh, hand pain's not handy at all. No. See, this part's decently good, but I think the problem is you then delay. Yeah, like there's a delay here. So this part's fine, but after this MT, you're going into a double hop. Don't delay the double hop. So like, as soon as you're releasing, you're wanting to probably just double hop. And then if you find that you're going too quick and you're shooting out this way, just, you know, try and push further towards here and it'll work out. Yeah, so it's little things like that. It's knowing when to delay the MTs, like here, but then knowing when not to delay the MTs, like here. Just hop straight away, double hop if you can, and then you should be able to get these MTs out slightly earlier. And 100% this is not the place to do an RMT, because it's like you're facing here, it's too early for an RMT, and what happens is you're double hopping, you're trying to get around this off-road awkwardly, it's not quite working. Whereas if you were doing the 3 LMTs first, you'd probably be RMTing but sliding along here instead of doing it here and then having a double hop over this off-road. So that's probably where you're losing heaps of time. So like Abel said, it's probably the weakest part of your run. But yeah, and then I guess because of that as well, it's funny this. A lot of lines and time lost comes from early in the run, and it's knock-on effects. So it's like one part's bad, but it's not because that immediate part itself is bad so much as a previous part has forced it to be bad. And this is an example. So this here has forced a bad transition, which in turn has put a bad line here, where you're not having an RMT pull you in here. You're fighting to get close to the grass with an LMT, and especially because the traction on this track isn't like normal road, it'll sort of really slow you down and cost you a lot of time. So if you can, well, it comes all the way back from here actually. You know, this here is arguably contributed to your bad transition, because you're just a bit delayed here, and then it kind of puts you in this position where you're struggling to do 3 LMTs in a row. Whereas if you don't delay here, you've got your 3 LMTs, and then you're RMTing at this point here, and you're much closer to the grass. Your transition's a lot better. Like, you might find you get a slower lap 1, but that's only because of the obscure position of the track. You'll find you'll get a much faster lap 2 if you do. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. And it might even save you having to double hop there as well so much. So that's the main one. That's not too bad. The one thing you got to watch is you don't want to use too much like handling to pull yourself this way, because if this ends up getting delayed as well, you've just got to fight a little bit harder to get the right line here, as opposed to maybe being a bit more straight. So there is that. See, that hop was much better, the timing was much better. And yeah, we've going through this. I'll just go over the shroom. Yeah, I think if you can, try and push yourself a bit closer to the cheap as well, and then hopefully you can maybe shroom more around here, and then you can cut more off road. And also just try and pull yourself around a bit more, and then that way, if you do, you should be able to do like a RMT here, but it's not pushing out that way so much. It's, again, you'll be a bit more straight on. Otherwise, I think that's almost about it. But did any of that make sense? Did I just go on a ramble and it was nonsensical? Did it help? Did it not help? Is there anything else you'd like to ask about? By all means, fire away. That's good. Made sense. That was the idea, I suppose. Gosh, I apologise in advance if there's a few of you who said hi and I've not said hi to you in the chat. I was just quite zoned in on this. That's cool.